Hey everyone, I'm Vika Vinogradova and this channel features recipes for lazy cooks. And I just really wanted a piece. I had no strength, my soul asked for it. I decided to cook, of course. I made a bunch of different ones. There were sweet and salty ones for tea, all very tasty. By the way, they can even be used as snacks for the festive table, why not? They are easy to prepare using store-bought ingredients. What other repetitions can be thought of for this? In general, ready-made puff pastry. There's no fuss with it, bam bam bam, and it's ready. I'm telling recipes. We get the puff pastry. I have yeast one, roll it out and arm ourselves with all sorts of dishes, glasses, cans, jars, whatever. The main thing is that we have two objects with different diameters. We cut out such preparations. We get some circles that are solid and others in the form of rings. As a starter, I will have a store-bought boiled smoked chicken leg. You can boil or roast a chicken fillet, or for example, if you made chicken for dinner and have some left over, you can also use it for the layers. We also grate cheese here and add mayonnaise or sour cream. I use macaroni, it will be delicious. We mixed everything and put it in the center of the layers. We smeared the edge with an egg and baked it for 25-30 minutes. And honestly, I immediately put my hand on my heart, somewhere there in the heart area or the sinus where it is located, it doesn't matter. This is the recipe for this method of cutting layers. He's so soft-spoken, the most hemorrhoidal. If you can afford to buy a bunch of dough sheets and just cut out these circles, it's not difficult. But if you're a more or less economical housewife like me, you'll naturally be reluctant to throw away these cutoffs. You'll start collecting them and you'll have to roll out a new dough ball, so to speak. This takes time, first of all, and secondly, while you're doing all this, just a warning, the dough starts to become, well, when you get it out, roll it out for the first time, it's slightly warmed up, it's quite comfortable to work with, it doesn't stick, everything is fine. Then it becomes like a porridge dumpling, it starts to stick to the surface. To avoid these cutoffs while working with one, put the others in the refrigerator. If it's really smeared all over you, then into the freezer so it can freeze a bit, and it's also convenient to work with. But this option itself is, of course, very beautiful, especially if you're going to do this for a festive table. It's a festive and presentable dish that can be filled with any filling, not just this one. But it's really tasty, very much so. Let's move on to the second recipe. We just roll out the dough and cut it into squares. You can use a regular knife or you can use a pizza cutter like I do. And we make the filling, like for a salad. For example, we take ham, cheese, boiled egg and mayonnaise. Sour cream, natural yogurt or mascarpone can be used interchangeably. You can also add, for example, boiled potatoes here. Or instead of ham, you can use boiled beef or corned beef tongue. You can add pickles or cornichons, fresh tomatoes, greens, or canned goods like savory, tuna, and sprats. That's what your imagination suggests. Essentially, you're making a salad to your taste and it can be served as is. We coat the sides with an egg mixture. And for beauty, you can sprinkle it with caraway seeds. And that's it, into the oven for 25-30 minutes. Well, that is still orient yourself, of course, according to your oven, according to the dough. Here's how it browned for you. You can take it out. Well, agreed, this method is probably the simplest in terms of the shape itself. Well, what's there? Cut into squares and laid out. Beauty, deliciousness, what else could you ask for? You can also make pies with onions and eggs. The dough was also rolled out and cut into squares. And now with the tip of the knife, we make incisions. Incisions are only needed on half of the square and you'll soon see why. For the filling, we take boiled eggs, green onions, a little bit of cheese and sour cream or mayonnaise. We spread the filling on the half where there were no incisions and cover it from above and get such a beautiful triangle. We also smear it with egg and bake until golden brown. Also, as promised, we will make sweet ones for tea. Let's make the filling right away. You can use regular cottage cheese, curd cheese, or curd mass. If you have curd mass, then you don't need to add anything else. I have this curd cheese, so I'm going to sweeten it a bit with powdered sugar. Instead of it, you can put honey and add syrup for sweetness. I'll sprinkle a little bit of cracker crumbs just so the mass doesn't spread. You could also add vanilla sugar or lemon zest here, or like I did, orange zest. Add chia seeds, coconut shavings, or finely chopped milk chocolate, then mix. It will also be tasty, but that's up to you. We rolled out the dough, divided it into squares. We made such cuts along the perimeter. Look, we don't cut them all the way through. So we are cutting from the corner and not quite reaching the center. Now we lay out the curd filling in the middle, and you can leave it like this, or, like me, put some berries. And now we fold it like this. I don't even know how to describe this figure, what it looks like. Well, some kind of ribbon, maybe? Well, yes, probably we'll consider it a ribbon. We greased it with egg and baked it until golden brown. Honestly, I didn't really like this version. First of all, it's not very convenient to cut all this out like this because the dough, while you're rolling it out, becomes soft, starts to stick to everything. That is, you need to roll it out, send it to the freezer, for example, so that it freezes again, then cut all this out. With such soft dough, it already looks inaccurate. As for who needs it, naturally. Yes, and after the oven, it also doesn't look so super beautiful. All these efforts, they were not worth it. I did it for the first time and was honestly disappointed. And the last option, the dough was rolled out into a rectangle. You can make one big one, or again, cut it into portions. We made such cuts at the bottom. Sprinkle with cinnamon and sugar. If you don't like cinnamon, then it's better not to sprinkle anything. It will also be tasty without it. On top, we lay out any fruits. I have plums, apples, pears, peaches, and nectarines will also go very well here. By the way, you can take canned fruits like peaches or, for example, pineapples. Berries will also do well, for example, frozen cherries. It will be super. If the fruits are too juicy, sprinkle them with a bit of starch to prevent the juice from spreading across the pan. And that's it. We rolled it all up, warmed it, and got these croissants. So here are such 5 recipes. If you suddenly didn't have enough, I have a bunch of various recipes on my channel. With this puff pastry, everything is also very quick and easy to make. Pies, pastries, buns, you name it. I will leave links to all these videos in the description under the video. You know, I need to make such a big video, quickly cut all this without my extra chatter, so that it was convenient, beautiful, understandable, tasty, and whatnot. That's all for me. Thank you very much for watching this video. I wish you all a good mood and bye. My baking smells incredible. I've created something truly beautiful. While decorating garlands in the guest room, I turned off the aroma lamp with fir and sweet orange scents. It's so lovely. Despite the gloomy, cold weather outside, I don't notice it. With my curtains drawn, I'm surrounded by beauty, coziness, and everything wonderful since this morning. Here's the baking. I'm going to make some delicious tea now. Guys, I'm even jealous of myself, honestly. It's very cool. That's it, I've started to feel this, pre-New Year's mood when you already want snow, you want all this anticipation. For now, I'm creating it for myself. Happiness to everyone. Bye. I'm gonna get soaked.